Hey, 2 o'clock on the dot. Hey, I'm getting it. I'm getting it. I'm getting better at this. Let me see. Let me see how much better because I'm trying to see if I can. Oh, shit. Let me see how much better because I'm trying to see. Oh, shit. Let me see how much better. Okay. I was having an echo on that. So I'm just going to. I was trying to get on my Patreon so I can see you guys' comments. I can't see it. I guess because it's typing up on Patreon and not YouTube. So that's why it was like doing the comments late. But anyway, peace you all. It's been a minute. Like I missed last new moon because I don't know where I was on the road or something. Something was going on. My life has been like so which is good, good, good. That means I'm staying in the flow. I'm staying in my flow. But peace, peace. Thank you for just being present with me on a Saturday and on this beautiful full moon. I'm sure wherever you are, it is all love. Things are moving into place for your life. I will that for you. In alignment with all your goals, all your dreams, all your purpose and planning. So peace, peace, peace for that. All right, so we're just gonna talk about a couple things that's been going on in my world, and also what I've been moved to kind of do expand. We're gonna be talking about emotional wellness and boundaries. It's a lot of shifting in the planets, and I just want to say that I remember years ago I just never was able to have the conversations that I'm able to have now because not that many people were, doing the work or doing the studying that I was doing. And it's so great to be aligning with other beings that are doing the work and also studying the same things. So I'm having conversations about, like, I'll send some of my sister friends messages about the planets, like where they are in conjunct to other planets or other zodiac signs and stuff like that. And they like, oh, but has this happened yet? And it's just so cool. Like I love that. My conversations about my ancestor practice are expanding, and I'm looking forward to that expanding even more as I dive deeper into my own Yoruba practices. So it's just been beautiful. You all know that I've been on the road quite a bit, and I'm grateful for that. It was interesting because at the beginning of the year, I had put out this whole list of all the things that I accomplished last year, and it just hadn't hit me that I was I had did so much even last year, but I really wanted to expand into financial stability, expand my business to really being profitable and sharing this art on the road in a way that was, just better for everyone, and also be at just a higher frequency in every way. And I got my first reading I got for the year was like, yes, this is your year. Like, and so that felt good because it's been a long time coming. Like I've been before that, I was like in a 4 to 5 year stretch of being stripped away a lot so that I could be filled back up. And in that process, I was learning a lot about healthy boundaries and emotional health. I myself struggled with emotional health all my life. I am a Cancer who was born into this world with already a lot of trauma and a lot of stress emotionally. Because of some of the things that my mom was suffering and some of the things my dad was suffering. So I genetically like got that trauma, that whatever they were dealing with, as well as some mental health stuff. So all my life, like I was struggling with just emotional instability, going from anger to extreme heights and extreme lows, and um, also trying to fill those voids with very unhealthy behaviors throughout my life. So I would engage in unhealthy relationships on every scale. I always felt like everything was so urgent. So it was a way to to fill that up. And I would just react. I was always reactive. I was very reactive. And a lot of that also is with, I think people mistake age maturity for emotional maturity, and because it is a big difference. Like, you can still grow in age and still be emotionally immature, emotionally unhealthy, have behavioral consequences that are unhealthy because you keep repeating unhealthy patterns in your life, because either one, being ignorant of them, or two, just not wanting to make better choices in your life. So I'm grateful that I am maturing emotionally with my age, approaching 38 next month. So, and it took a long time. I'm just now really being conscious of what that means for me. What does emotional wellness mean for me, and how it affects my mental health? It is national Mental Health Awareness Month. So I have been doing a lot of focus and intention on that as well. Although I do that, practice that, and also share that emotional wellness and awareness every day on my daily work. But I just understand how important it is for you to have emotional health aligned with your mental health, as well as how it affects your behavioral health, meaning how you respond to things out here in the world. And that's what this, my flow practice is all about. I incorporate a lot of modalities that focus on mental, physical, emotional, because it's not just physical movement. It's not just physical health. It's emotional health. It's mental health. And it's also spiritual awareness. So with that being said, it's a lot of things that I really want to start to integrate that with you all. Like, I don't want to be on here talking to myself. Although I know you guys are watching, I know you all are commenting. I want to figure out ways that we could get on here together and engage. So if that looks like, it's coming on live together, that looks like me finding another platform so we can do a multi-paneled web form, then we can do that. But I just been looking at my pages, and I've been like seeing all me. And although I do share like some group photos of my classes and stuff, sometimes a lot of my classes, like when I was in San Diego, the person that hosted me still has the pictures, so I'm not able to share that. And sometimes I just miss the opportunity to take pictures. So I really want to be able to share more of you all, what you're experiencing. I know you get on here and you comment, but I want to talk. I really want to talk this out, and I want to be able to share these videos, so that so we can have real, true proof of what this practice is all about, and so that I can make sure that I'm really, tuning into what you guys need, especially for these courses. I used to do 3 to 7 day courses, and that I'm going to get back to doing that, but I'm going to incorporate that when I get finish my full website, because I want that to be a different package. A lot of how you all are supporting me here on Patreon it's basically donation based. So it's definitely not the price that I would charge for these full courses, for full yoga sessions, for full crystal boxes. It has really helped me to start to share the things that I wanted to share, and to expand my business, and to test run a lot of the things that I wanted to do. So I share with you all that, those of you all that got your boxes, and I hope you all got them today. Let me know if you didn't. Only one person I sent out late, because the address is, I just got the address late. So let me know, make sure you got them. And we'll talk a little bit about the moon rituals and everything. But yeah, I really want to get on here and make sure that you all are getting a full intention. The purpose of me doing them on the full moon and the new moon is to align with the energy of the moon. So I don't do it necessarily the way that everybody else talks about the cycle of the moon, because I really want you to start to live it, and not just tune in to memes or whatever else, the articles and all that other stuff, but I want you to feel it, and so that your body, your mind, and your spirit will automatically align. Like, you don't have to consciously know, but subconsciously and ancestrally, things are working in alignment with everything else that's going on in the universe. I just saw Endgame last night, the Avengers, which is rare for me because I usually see it first night come out. But again, been busy and it just wasn't time. But I was able to go and see it, and a lot came up for me doing that because I'm becoming a lot more in tune with the different portals that are in this world, and entertainment and movies and TV being another one of them, and how that controls our emotional wellness, or instability, and how when I talk about boundaries, it's like boundaries can be in relationships, boundaries can also be with your focus. So if you don't, oh God, that movie was so filled with all types of, I love how art imitates life, light imitates art, but they put a lot of mental health stuff in there. Like when, okay, I can't give a spoiler, but it was so many points when, if you follow the comics, I can't even think of his name now. The Hulk figured out how to integrate his personalities, basically. And that was a huge, huge thing because that's what we're all trying to do. We're all trying to figure out how to integrate our personalities. I see a lot of people doing these side by side panels on like Instagram where it's like the spiritual girl doing meditation, and then on the other panel she's twerking. So it's the same thing, like all me, like I've been the little Hulk all my life, and then the intellectual nerd all my life, and trying to figure out how to integrate those with my spiritual practices as well. So I get all that, and also wanted to have fun. So we're all trying to figure that out. And then there was other pieces throughout the movie where it was just different ways and how people grieved from what happened from the last movie. It was people that were dealing with it well. Some people were using addiction. Some people, it was amazing. And these were like superheroes. So if you haven't seen it, go see it. But you'll probably have to like watch all the other Avenger movies and Marvel movies to kind of catch up and piece it together. But also what it shows is strong boundaries, because it showed, if you watched it from the beginning of the series, you saw how each individual person came in with this I mentality. They came in, I have been doing this, I'm the superhero, I'm this, I'm the best. And as the Avengers grew together, they grew into a family. And throughout it, they started to test the boundaries. They knew who they could trust, emotionally or physically to be there for them. They knew who was strongest one, who was the smartest one, who was the one that would hold them together emotionally. The one, they figured out whose everybody role was in their circle, and that's how they became the team. And they went through those unhealthy boundaries. Some of them fought physically at first, but now in this movie, they really showed how they came together, and not only how they came together as, in their family, but how they linked other, superhero communities together all over the galaxy, all over the universe, not just even on this planet. So it was very, it's again, I talked about the moon before. I talked about the micro and microcosm and how that shows up in our life. And I want you to look at your relationships, in your life right now. Because those are the ones that matter right now. And then even the ones that are trying to come in and coming in, because I want you to look at where your boundaries are. Are they rigid boundaries? Are they strict boundaries? Are they unhealthy boundaries? Are they boundaries where are those boundaries? Are they put up a strong, rigid boundary around your heart or even your throat? Like you can't speak your truth around them, or you can't open your heart around them. Does it only open it up sexually? Does it only open it up and through the crown intellectually, what are those boundaries? You know, when do those people come into your life and when do they leave out of your life? And what does that look like? How does that make you feel? For me, it's been the last week has been a really strong testament on the people that are closest to me, because I'm so grateful that I have people that show up in my life and are like, how can I support you? You know, I see this is going on. How can I support you? One, because I have learned to voice, this doesn't feel right. This isn't usually a boundary I would cross, or this is a clear-cut boundary. And I have people now in my life that are saying they are able to uphold their own boundaries as well, the same way. Yeah, no, yeah, yeah. Now's the time. No's not the time. You know, or right now, I can support you. And how can I do that? Or this is how I can support you if this is okay. And I'm gonna write in the description section of this afterwards about some questions you can ask yourself, and let your friends, family, whoever know, business partners, whoever know, what those boundaries look like and how they can support you, so that you can make sure that they are supporting your life as well as you're supporting them. It's all about, we've used the terms reciprocity, we've used the terms toxicity, all that other stuff to kind of try to describe what we want our boundaries to look like. But there are times when relationships fluctuate. And that's one of the things we have to go along with the flow with. We have to know what the ebb and flow is. We have to know when people pull back that, okay, how can I go into myself? Or maybe this is a time where I flow into this relationship more because this person is flowing to another relationship or themselves or that stuff they have to deal with. And, what does that look like? That doesn't look like me snapping and saying, oh, you're not there for me because and not really understanding what's going on with their destiny. Because that's all this is about. We all have our destiny. So those healthy boundaries need to be in place so that we're not so emotionally attached to people showing up the way that we think that they're supposed to show up. And just being sure that, we are all supporting everyone's emerging process. So I brought up the movie that's really significant in my life. But also I've been reading again. I took notes on this last year and I did a meditation, guided meditation course on this based upon this book, Emergent Strategy, by Adrienne Marie Brown, who is an amazing facilitator. I've watched a lot of her videos. Haven't had the pleasure of yet sitting with her, but I have briefly chatted with her and let her know that she had inspired me to do a meditation series. So I am now reading this fully through, taking notes, highlighting, so that I can present a more structured course to do that. But it's all about this is a clear picture of how we emerge in this world. This is specifically to talk about community organizing, but for me, this goes beyond community organizing. This is how we integrate ourselves into the world. This is how we integrate ourselves into other people's lives and still significantly impact one another. So, and this also, and what I love about this book, because it gives examples based upon nature. So I need to slow down. You guys know I always do that. I can get the flow in. So if you all want to check out last year's, I think it was around this time, which again is another cycle, which is why I'm like, I need to do this again. But the 7-day emergent meditation is it should be on the what tier is that? On this tier, whatever you guys popped up on. So you have to scroll up and you have to look up. I believe it's manifestation or emergent course. I have to look it up and I'll type that up too in this platform once I'm done to double check that for you all. But it really talks about, what that boundary looks like and how we can still continue to emerge and basically, not, having healthy ways and growing and not allowing things to weigh us down or to emotionally attach. Emotional attachment has been like that's one of the life lessons, or my main life lesson that I came into this world with, a lot because of the emotional trauma that I came into the world with. So it was like my lesson. This was what I chose to do as a Cancer sun, Gemini moon, Gemini rising, try to figure out how not to emotionally attach. And it has been, whew, it has been interesting. It's been times where I thought I was going to die from my emotions, like literally. Went through a series of having panic attacks through parts of my life because my emotional health started to affect my mental health, and then it started to affect my physical health. Went through periods of depression because I didn't know how to come up out of the heaviness of my emotions. So it's been everything that I share with you all. It's to hold your hand, and it's also to share, and it's also to be open, and it's also part of my healing as well, which is why I really want to start to talk to you all, and sit down with you all and let's have a conversation about some of the ways that some of the things that you are experiencing in your life and in your journey, and how I can help support that. Yeah, so it's been a lot of talk about about boundaries, specifically this Scorpio full moon, and the planets just moved Cancer. Mars moved into Cancer, which Mars is the complete opposite. It has a complete opposite energy of Cancer, which Mars is fiery, Mars is hardworking, Mars is like very emotionally detached from sensitivity. It's very more fiery and aggressive in form. And sign of Cancer is very emotionally fluid, very sensitive, very pulled by the emotions of others, like the moon. And so during this time is a really good time to, it slows Mars down, and Mars doesn't really care about that. It really doesn't like it. It's really good because you're able to, during this period, I think it goes direct on, it goes direct on, it moves into another planet on another zodiac sign on July 1st. So this is a good time for, Mars is really good for business, but this is a really good time to take the time to think about how those emotions play into how you respond to things in your business, like finances, or or even in other parts of your life. It also deals with the blood and toxicity, immune system. So it's a good time to kind of slow that down and really focus on moving that energy very fluidly. And you're going to feel a lot of sensitivity flow out, in and out, and a lot of frustration, because it's like you're bumping up against energy that's used to being like, boom, let's do it. And energy that's like, oh, that's okay. So it's, it can be a very frustrating period. So I want you to be mindful of that. Moving into this Scorpio moon makes it even a little bit more difficult. Although I believe Scorpio's planet is Mars, if I'm not mistaken, but it makes it even more volatile, more frustrating. So, all the cycles, all the things that we were talking about, we didn't meet on the last new moon, but from the full moon to the new moon unto this full moon, all of those things that we've talked about during that cycle. And since we've, the beginning of this cycle of year fiscal year for you all, and what that looks like as far as really paying attention to what's showing up in your life, to, you know, where the emotional boundaries are leaking, where they are too rigid, where they're breaking, where they're flowing in and out, those things. So you really want to take your time, pay attention to those things. Again, journal, meditation. Make sure that you're getting a lot of rest during this period, because we know how lack of sleep, lack of rest, and lack of nutrition plays in on our emotional wellness as well as our mental health and physical health. So you want to make sure you're well rested and that you're also moving energy. So doing light cardio, walking is really good during this period. Yeah, so let me switch gears and see if I can see if there are any comments real quick. Okay. Yes. Peace, Candace. We need to talk, love. You've been on my mind and heart since, always. But, especially now that I've slowed down my travel. April was very beautiful. It was just very busy. I was not even here most of the month of April, but just as of like this week, I'm starting to like get back into the flow of being present here a little bit more, even though I have more bookings coming up in July and June. I do plan on being in Greensboro next month. I'm not teaching, but I am wanting to see you all. So if you all want to, meet with me, I will let you know. It would be the weekend of the solstice. So I will be there. I will be between there and Raleigh. I'm gonna just flow in. I really want to just come there and be present with some of my peoples, and not really be attached to having to teach. Because again, I'm those boundaries. I really want to be intentional with my relationships with people. And some of those relationships are friend-client relationships. So I want to still make sure that I'm nurturing the friendship part of our relationship and not just the client. So I know that I have been busy, but know that you can still always hit me up. If you're thinking about me, let me know. I know Keandra did, like, hey, what's going on? So I will, definitely link you back. I love you all, and you all are always with me. So I definitely want to make sure that I'm nourishing that as well. So so I wanted to talk to you all. Let me know what you all want to talk about next new moon, and who wants to maybe come live with me, and we can talk about that, and we can start to rotate that and see what that looks like. So good. Trying to see if anything else is coming to me. Do we have any questions? Candace, you got anything, love? I'm able to see on here now. I just got to go back and forth between this form and the other. So let me know. And again, if you always leave your comments below, and then I can get back with you after the video in between. I will come on here. I did like an hour and a half yoga session in the sun this morning. It was beautiful. I really needed it. And I have to rush off of here to go to a moon circle tonight with my godmother. So I will do a yoga video for you all tomorrow. I'll either get on here live or I'll just post something. I'll let you know. Usually Sunday is my day where I try not to be attached to electronics too much. So yeah, I do. I think I barely touched on the whole emotional wellness with the portals of our TV screens and phones and all those things. But that is something I want you all to pay attention to. Pay attention to how you feel when you go in and out these portals. Pay attention to how you feel when you're on IG, Facebook, when you're tuned into these portals, or even videos. If you're doing documentaries or speeches, watching other people, speak. Tune into how you feel when you're zooming into that, and how everything else around you flows or not flows, and how you feel when you zoom out. Where does that put you in your state of mind? Where are your boundaries with those portals? I was thinking about yesterday how I've been able to live through generations where we didn't have a cell phone. So I'm like, it's interesting to be able to see into so many people's lives every day, all day long, and that can be really a really serious energy leak for your focus. That's what that is all about. Also with the boundaries, it's really about where you're focused. If you find yourself not really being able to get anywhere with your goals and your dreams and the things that you have intended to do, pay attention to where your focus is, and that's where you put those boundaries up. Put the boundaries up within those relationships if you find your energy leaking out with certain people, around certain people. And I'm not going to get into the whole people are toxic situation, because people over process that. But I really want you to pay attention to how you feel as far as like where your focus is on those relationships, where your focus is on, if your focus is to have a business and you are spending way too much time on somebody else's business, and then the other time on social media, and not any time of equivalent time and energy researching your own business or whatever, whether you want to have a stronger spiritual practice and you're not spending as much equal time as you are doing everything else, then you want to pay attention to that. And you want to start to really put boundaries around that, because you want to make sure that your energy is focused and aligned on what you are trying to manifest. Because that is what all this is about. That is what life is about, period. It's about how much focus do you have to really get done what you came here to do. So I really needed to, I'm glad I had a moment to kind of reel that back in, because that was like the whole point is that you want to pay attention. Your focus is everything. One of the reasons why, that's one of the things that I've been really good at. And the only thing that has really detracted from that is my emotional health, which started to affect everything else, is because I can get emotionally attached to things, forgetting, oh, I can't attach to the fantasy of this whole thing. I have to keep moving until I actually get to what I'm supposed to be doing and where I'm supposed to be at. So I really want you all to check in with yourselves about that. Again, always, if you can, journal. When it's really important, you're starting to see those cycles, journal about it. Journal about how you're feeling, what you're thinking, how you're reacting, because out of those reactive stances are where your consequences, positive or negative, are going to come out of, and where your guidance is going to come from as well. So also, track what you're eating. You all should be eating a lot lighter and drinking a lot more water and medicine, herbal medicine, which means like, the teas and herbs, during this cycle between spring and summer. You should be eating a lot lighter, because your energy needs to be able to flow with the heat. So a lot more fresh fruits, a lot more fresh vegetables, and you can eat constantly throughout the day, but very, very small portions to keep the energy up. So pay attention to all that stuff, because a lot of those heavy foods stuff will weigh you down, will keep you a little bit too grounded, and that can also affect how your emotional and mental and stuff is processing. So all right, that's all I got. I gotta get going. Peace. Let me double check this thing again. Again, I look forward to seeing you all soon and vibing with you about how we can do more. Okay, you do have a question. You said see, that's exactly why I want to get on here and talk. So yeah, Candace, just let me know when you want to, when you want to talk, when you want a session, and then we can do that. I'm pretty fluid for the next few weeks, so let me know. And and also, if you want to go live on me, our next session, our next course, then we can do that too. All right, love, peace, love, and live truth. Love you all.